Today's video is sponsored by Wanjiru, a true patriot and a Kenyan nationalist at heart. Stand by for debrief in 3, 2, 1. There are numerous reasons as to why Ruto could suffer legal battles after losing in 2027, and in this video I want us to look into what some of those reasons are, and with no further ado, let's get after it. First reason behind the president's incoming legal hurdles is the fact that he has created so many enemies within the opposition camp to the point that if they ever take power, Ruto will see bad things. Just listening to Muturi make his submission at Bungoma County.
Kasongo sio tu kwenda. Uwezi kuwa umeiba vijana, umeiba mali ya wananchi kama vile Nzoi hapa, alafu tukuachilia tunafuga kuku hapa Usugoi. Lazima Kasongo tukitutua kule Ikulu mara moja kotini. Huyu Kasongo ni mtu anastahili kuwa jela maisha mwake yote ile mabaki.
So wale wote wa abduction, extrajudicial killings and disobeying court orders, opposition wamehakikisha chuma chenu kimotoni. And by the way, it's so bad for Ruto and team to the point that insiders like Oscar Sudi are actively admitting that if they lose elections, watawekwa ndani permanent. Not my words, here's Oscar Sudi making his submission.
Na ndio unaona sisi tuko careful. Mimi naambia huyu mwenyewe tuko careful sana tuishindwe kwa sababu hao watu wakitushinda, kwa sababu mtu kama mimi watanifunga permanent. Watanifunga permanent. So ndio unaona tunakaa macho kabisa ili zote ziko juu na ukarabati yote iko chini. Kwa sababu hao watu wakipita tu namna hii, mimi kwanza na huyu Arabu Kishara huyu mgeni huyu tutafungwa permanent.
So it's slowly but surely becoming a reality. And this change occurred in 2022. Previously, we never saw that kind of madharau. Kibaki never did anything nasty to Moi, even though he had all the reason in the world to do so. Uhuru also never did anything nasty to Kibaki, but for him, he had no reason to do so. Kibaki did not meddle in the election, he didn't endorse anybody, he didn't fight anybody, he just stood aside and let things take their natural course. But when Ruto took power, they withdrew Mama Ngina's security. They withdrew Uhuru's security. They frustrated their businesses, starting with Brookside. They went and stole Mbuzi za Rais aliyestaafu. So that was the beginning of this nasty politics, whereby if somebody leaves office, you begin dealing with them ruthlessly. And based on that precedent which was set by this administration, when they leave office, I cannot rule out some of them being rushed to court, some of them being abducted, some of them being arrested, some of them being frustrated, their businesses zinapelekwa hivi. Oh, sijui ati hukulipa KRA, sijui hukufanya nini. That is the new norm. And with the kind of bitterness I'm seeing in opposition, Oscar Sudi adanganyi, wakipoteza kuna wengine wao watafungwa permanent. Na ni wao tu walianzisha hii siasa ya chuki. Uhuru is the first former president to be frustrated in his own country, especially pertaining to Kenya. Anywho, moving along, the second reason why the president is likely going to have some legal trouble after leaving office, some Kenyans have been camping outside Hague, demanding that Hague reopens the case files against Ruto. Here's the tip. Reopen the case! And these Kenyans might just get their way because the RSF scandal is a ticking time bomb. If the ongoing battle between the Janjaweed militias and the Sudanese government reaches a level where it's classified as a genocide, you best believe Ruto will be answerable because he's one of the people supplying weapons. And a local media station from his own country is the one which did that expose. Here's the tip.
Our investigation also identified an additional set of green crates with Kenyan labels as seen in one of the videos recorded in the room. According to the munitions experts, this contract number shows it was likely initially delivered to Kenyan authorities in 2023. This is significant because it further proves that these crates were diverted to Sudan after the beginning of the war in April 2023.
Hiyo ifikie UN. Third reason why I believe there'll be legal trouble for the president long after leaving office, or immediately for that matter, is because the former Chief Justice David Maraga has highlighted that much as you can't take a sitting president to court, the same misbehaving president can be taken to court after they've left office. Here's the submission.
What it means is that you can't take the president when he is a sitting president to court. But if he disobeys the law, if he flouts anybody's rights, as soon as he gets out of that position, he can be taken to court. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is that we want to reset the country back to constitutionalism, so that the law, the constitution and the law are obeyed by everyone, starting from the top. And you know, when you do that, you send a message to everyone.
So again, most of what we are anticipating could happen after the loss in 2027 or even 2032, depending on whatever happens, is mostly tied down to the behavior of this government. The moment they went after Uhuru Kenyatta, they set the precedent for others to go after them. You know, the young politicians do what they see those who are ahead of them doing. Most of the older politicians never saw Kibaki going after Moi, so they know that is not something you should be doing. You go after them through the ballot, unless they've committed serious crimes. But because they went after Uhuru, the Pandora's box is open, and who knows what Gachagua and team will do if they take power in 2027. And by the way, they're looking likely to capture power because the numbers don't make sense for the incumbent administration. But what say you guys? Do drop me your comments in the comment section below. Do you think it is right that if Ruto loses in 2027, he's rushed to court and all his cronies, and maybe they're put behind bars or frustrated for that matter? KRA inafunga mabiashara, mambo yao inaenda segemnege, you want to go to another country, your visa, your passport and whatever, you're frustrated through and through. Do you think that's going to be the reality? And if not, should it? Just drop me your comments and I'll do my best to read them and to give you a response. And in the event you're here for the first time, please go on and hit the subscribe button. And if you're watching for a different platform, just head on over to YouTube, search for Mzitowafula, hit the subscribe button. You're going to be getting a ton of content of this nature. If politics is something you're passionate about, this is definitely the one channel that you really need to subscribe to. Alright guys, adios. Thank you for choosing Mzitowafula as your primary news platform. We put countless hours in research, recording, and editing. By showing up each and every day to watch our videos, you encourage us to generate more videos for the viewers. We are on a mission to inform, educate, and build a better tomorrow. To our thousands of followers in a world full of presidents, kings, and queens, you are the real gem. Adios.